The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. I'm Mary Stella Kelleton. In this edition, Jufa urges careful consideration with seabed mining. 9.87 billion invested in projects aligned with Connect PNG, and Hunters aim for back-to-back win at home. The Kutubu local level government has made significant investment in the welfare of law enforcement in the region by allocating 2 million kina to build a single quarter accommodations for police officers. President John Pipikila announced the funding during a recent event in Pimaga, where he also presented new uniforms to the officers stationed at Pimaga.
Establishing an accommodation for police officers in Kutubu LLG Southern Highlands has been one of the most significant investments that the District Development Authority has done. LLG President John Pipikila emphasized that proper accommodation directly impacts their well-being and job performance.
First week of next month, you balugi mo China Pilipina barab sablo yana building this house for police. We put in 2 million ego finish. 2 million ego finish. I brought PVC now I brought for the police. 2 million ego finish. 2 million ego finish is a new house. Me son of a new house. Me baraking you, giving me more manpower in channel. Police law here of Pimaga.
Killer reiterated the commitment of the LLG to support law enforcement efforts in maintaining peace and order in the area.
Even in even Prime Minister, even Governor, even member, you don't sabe by Falfa. Me sabe Minister, you have system Minister. Man, you Mr. Minister, you man. You said, man, you challenge the council from me, you lose, council from me lose, you look like man win, you come from me. Now you work for them, challenge is the prestation.
Killer also encouraged members of the community to cooperate with police officers and view them as integral partners in promoting safety and security in the district. He thanked Provincial Member William Poe and local MP Dr. Billy Joseph for always backing Kutubu's initiatives.
Area on Marsilibloia, on Walkman Basilibloia, policeman, on Chinaman, Filipino man, but I'm Silibloia, one of them, on Walkman floor, you brought Lugadi. And you brought Lugadi good. Because on back up Silibloia, I walk in this house here. On Medri also there's an investor here. You brought policeman, house by you brought so look at him all good, now let him all work good now. Men block Kutubu must come up good. Now by Salem report come to you me, Bahama must do another. Not to work you me by giving men working to.
The collaboration between the local government and law enforcement is seen as a pivotal step toward building trust and ensuring a harmonious community. Karakiru Jr., TVWAN News.
Meantime, community leader Timothy Dosabo urged the community to work with police in keeping law and order because police numbers is how they will need all the support they can get.
Workload, run, respecting workload. You couldn't knock and run. That's not not dividing of the safeguarding you mean. So when in area or drive run or stop run, you might look at the work now by stop good you mean. You know how it does. So you someone service you stop housing. That's the housing here by look at him. Now you can see Marcene. You don't education. Education you develop this line. So time you don't go to me by look at the world education doesn't know that. Education here, all look at it now, Livestock Group. That's why you may restrict workload policy stuff here.
Iriman Faibu, a young intellectual from Kutubu, emphasized the importance of collaboration between the well-educated and local leadership to foster progress and improve living conditions in Kutubu. He believes that coming together, they can drive sustainable development initiatives by leveraging on learned and local knowledge and skills. Faibu's message resonates with the broader vision of community development, reflecting the potential for positive change when local resources, talent, and leadership are aligned.
Police misawe and guarantee no mibla now. Sanab lo you, wogobat lo you, mas Kutubu look save lo you. You be a responsibility. Ona ino policeman doesn't know making. You man no place mas. Can you look in fire water bottle no community? Mas sanab strong na fighting them no bisla. You must make sure that fire water drug must know what inside the place.
The Supreme Court yesterday dismissed the stay application filed by former Medang Provincial Administrator Frank Lau. This effectively makes Daniel Aloy the acting provincial administrator. Justice Oagile Ki Dinkake handed down the decision, sitting as a single judge. In his application, Lau challenged the National Court's decision of April 16, 2024, seeking a review of his termination as acting provincial administrator and appointing Aloy as acting PA. The National Court dismissed this application on March 15, 2025. Lau filed a judicial review of the March 15 decision at the Supreme Court. The judicial review also accompanied by an application for a stay of the National Court decision of April 16, 2024 in an attempt to put him back in office. Martin Combry, lawyer representing Daniel Aloy, said the court refused Lau's application on the basis that the Secretary for the Department of Personnel Management, the NEC, and the Medang Governor do not have a good working relationship with Lau.
Application was refused on the basis that there won't be any good relationship between the his department head, which is the Secretary for the Department of Personnel Management, his employer, which is the National Executive Council for on behalf of the state, and the Governor for Medang. As on the reason that evidence has been put before the court that their working relationship at South. The governor does not have a good working relationship with the Frank Lau. The state does not want to continue its contractual relationship with the former provincial administrator. Hence, the application for stay was refused. Hence, that leaves the substantive appeal to be continued and determined by the court.
Provincial member for Northern Gary Jufa is urging all MPs, especially those of coastal and island provinces, to consider their people's livelihoods before endorsing and embracing seabed mining, an activity that has never been undertaken anywhere else in the world. Jufa expressed his concern in reaction to news of an MOU signing between the New Ireland provincial government and the consequential announcement that the New Ireland provincial government was ready to embrace seabed mining. Jufa urged the national government and New Ireland acting provincial member Walter Schnobel to put a stop to the current seabed mining activities in New Ireland province and sanction a thorough investigation by independent experts into the ramifications and repercussions of such activities on the ocean floor where sensitive ecosystems that are crucial to life in the ocean exist.
We are very concerned about the negative impact that it'll have not on the fragile ecosystems in the ocean, not only on the fragile ecosystems in the ocean, but also on the livelihoods of our people who depend on the ocean for their income, for their lives, for their way of living. And I urge all members of parliament in Papua New Guinea, especially those who are members of parliament representing coastal peoples, coastal communities, members of parliament from the New Guinea Islands, to seriously rethink this before they embark on any efforts to engage in any activities that will disrupt and disturb our oceans and the fragile ecosystems that exist in the oceans. It will have significant negative repercussions on our lucrative fishing industry. It'll have significant negative repercussions on our coastal communities and their way of life.
TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Papua New Guinea, rich in biodiversity and culture, but our beauty is under threat. Plastic pollution is choking our way of life, polluting our waters, our land, and our wildlife. We can change this. End plastic pollution in Papua New Guinea. Reduce, reuse, recycle. This World Environment Day, let's take action for a plastic-free PNG. Let's build a smart, fair, healthy, and happy society.
Tell him shorty come get it, come grind on me, but me mommy get loose, Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like him? Pepsi, you like him? Pepsi bottle.
You sabi to awesome condom and one way where you can abuse him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Ting him, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no sabi long HIV status long partner blong you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborus him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banis him you yet na future blong you. This platok sabi ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Welcome back. 9.87 billion kina has been invested in projects in line with the Connect PNG program in the last 5 years beginning the year 2020. From this, 4,700 kilometers of national highways have been improved. Minister of Works and Highways Solan Mirisim in Parliament yesterday presented the 2023 and 2024 Connect PNG annual report. Prime Minister Mirisim shared that their main focus now is to complete the transnational highway.
In presenting the Connect PNG 2023-2024 annual report, Works and Highways Minister Solan Mirisim emphasized on road links and their ability to enable and facilitate economic growth. Between 2020 to 2024, the Connect PNG program procured projects worth over 6 billion kina, and with funding from other donor partners, it brings the total investment so far to 9.87 billion kina in the last 5 years.
We currently have 4.65 billion worth of ongoing contracts across the country, funded by 3 funding partners, GoPNG, donors, and the tax credit scheme programs, mainly Octady Mining Limited, ExxonMobil, Santos. For this investment, we have improved more than 4,700 kilometers of the national highways out of 5,677 kilometers target for phase 1. We have also improved more than 6,600 kilometers of the 9,000 kilometers target for the provincial and district roads.
The annual report showed that they constructed more than 400 kilometers of missing link roads out of 6,633 kilometers target from phase 1, and the main focus for them now is to complete the transnational highway, less than 20 kilometers remaining, this being the Central Milne Bay missing link sections of Magi Highway.
On the bridges, we have delivered more than 300 meters of bridges on national highways, while others ongoing, including 71 bridges on the Highlands Highway. Mr. Speaker, we also delivered more than 1,500 meters of rural bridges and another 2,600 meters of bridges in the pipeline to be delivered.
Burisim further stated that his department is tasked to ensure that at least all road corridors are fully operational and sustainably connect agricultural corridors, mining corridors, and other economic places, as well as connecting ports to national highways.
They are Transnational Highway, Momase Corridor, Highlands Corridor, Southern Corridor, and New Britain Corridor. Mr. Acting Speaker, I also want to ensure that all our 22 provinces are connected.
He shared that all main highways and missing links have contracts. The annual report was agreed to be debated at a later sitting date. Jasmine Irajak, TVWAN News.
In a significant move toward bridging Papua New Guinea's physical and digital divide, the Department of Works and Highways has signed a landmark Memorandum of Understanding with Dataco PNG Limited. The agreement, sealed today at the Works Department headquarters in Port Moresby, marks the beginning of a strategic partnership to integrate telecommunications infrastructure into national road development projects under the government's flagship Connect PNG program.
Department of Works and Highways and Dataco PNG Limited signed a Memorandum of Understanding today in Port Moresby, signaling the beginning of a new collaboration to deliver integrated digital and physical infrastructure as part of the Connect PNG program.
Glad our CEO and his team from PNG Dataco has approached us to do an MOU so that we can work where we run the roads. The communication cables are being run through each of the national highway network we have. So that's basically the intent of this particular MOA that we have today, so that during those construction we can able to also install our conduits, main cable lines, so that in the event that when they are running it, it's easy for them to hook it up during the implementation of those programs.
Under the agreement, the partners will roll out a national aerial fiber optic network running parallel to major road corridors.
Our work in partnership in terms of the infrastructure development in this country. Department of Works currently manages almost 30,000 plus kilometers of road network in the country. 13,000 kilometers is national highways. With the recent restructure, Casatel, that the cabinet approved in February, put us our national highway network around 13,700 kilometers. So that national road network has to be covered fully by our digital infrastructure. So having this partnership arrangement like this, as we are constructing new road from Leh into Kerema, it provides that opportunity for Datako now to roll out that, that fiber optic cable all the way to Menyama and then towards the Kaintipa down to even Kerema, West Kerema. So that is an opportunity that cannot be realized without the road connectivity. Communication cannot go in, the towers cannot be regulated, even cannot be upgraded to 4G or even 3G network up in those mountains. So it's a big challenge. And now that we are building up roads into those remotest parts of our country, we could see our stakeholders like Datako going into providing that service.
The initiative supports the government's push to improve both physical and digital connectivity, particularly in undeserved rural and remote regions.
We are worried about our resiliency as well, both for the island provinces as well as on land, terrestrial. So your road network will give us that ability now to build our resiliency. So that's very, very key. So this partnership is very strategic, very important for our.
This collaboration is also seen as a key milestone leading into the country's 50th independence anniversary in September. Datako, as the developer of the National Transmission Network and cloud infrastructure in PNG, will now work in tandem with the Works Department to bring digital inclusion closer to reality. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Meantime, during the MOU signing between Datako and the Department of Works and Highways, Datako CEO Paul Comboy was asked if Datako's fiber network will be integrated into all new road projects moving forward.
If there is funding available, it's factored into the plan, then obviously the best thing to do is roll out fiber for. That's the ideal situation we want in every new road that they build. But we need to sit down with them, work with them, understand, their plans, what timing they're looking at, and then we can fit in our plans. All this. But that's the plan. It should be the ideal thing to do. You're right.
The Center for Excellence in Financial Inclusion welcomed the grade 10 students from Kopkop College, Port Moresby, as part of the school's education excursion visit to CEFI office held over 2 days from the 3rd to 4th June this year. The visit aimed to enhance the students' understanding of financial literacy. The Center for Excellence in Financial Inclusion welcomed the grade 10 students from Kopkop College, Port Moresby, as part of the school's educational excursion visit to the CEFI office. The visit aimed to enhance the students' understanding of financial literacy, promote the value of savings and budgeting, and introduce key economic concepts such as monetary and fiscal policy. The program also included a practical component, opening bank accounts with Bank South Pacific and MyBank as part of the financial inclusion for young minds. A total of 43 students accompanied by their teachers attended the 2-day program. 21 students participated on Tuesday, 3rd June, with the second batch consisting of 22 students completing their visit on Wednesday, 4th June. During the sessions, students engaged in presentations, interactive discussions, and activities focused on budgeting, saving, and the broader concepts of financial inclusion and national economic policy. CEFI staff also held Q&A sessions to reinforce student learning. Members of the TISA Group received a 7% additional bonus for the financial year ending 31st December 2024 today. The chairman of the TISA Group, Gabriel Tai, announced this at a media conference on Thursday. He announced that TISA Savings and Loans made a profit of 62.2 million kina after taxes, a total income increase of 42 million kina in 2024, and a modest decrease in assets by 2% to 0.99 billion kina compared to 2023. In 2024, TISA Group achieved an overall profit of 22.7 million kina, with total group assets increasing by 22% to 1.39 billion kina compared to the previous year.
Our continued progress reflects the strategy, the trust of our members, and the dedication of our team. Thanks to this performance, our members will receive an additional bonus interest. I am pleased to announce that the TISA board has approved an additional bonus interest of 7%, which will be credited to all our members' UMI accounts with TISA Bank for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. This 7%, equivalent to approximately 24.5 million kina. It will be paid to members based on their general savings balances as of 31st December 2024. Members will be able to access the 7% interest in their UMI accounts tomorrow, Friday. This achievement shows our commitment to providing value and benefits to our members nationwide. As we look at 2025 and beyond, our vision remains clear, and that is to become a trusted financial group that empowers every customer to thrive.
Livestock stations in Baya, Western Highlands and Launakalana in Central Province recently did a monitoring and evaluation exercise. It was run by officers from the Department of National Planning and Monitoring in close collaboration with Livestock Development Corporation. The exercise included site visits to evaluate key government-funded projects.
Department of National Planning and Monitoring conducted site visits to evaluate key government-funded projects at livestock stations in Baya, Western Highlands Province, and Launakalana in Central Province. LDC Operations Manager Stephen Yangis said despite limited funding in 2024, LDC is making steady progress through strategic planning and utilizing other limited resources to support its capacity-building projects under the National Livestock Development Program. He further said that while the government has given LDC its full support to proceed with its development plan, all actions must follow the correct procedures, particularly through the Project Management Committee meetings. He said he would be formally briefing the MD on the need to initiate a roundtable discussion with appropriate authorities, including the respective DDAs and the provincial governments, to ensure alignment among all relevant stakeholders. Youngest believes that proper coordination, transparency, and partnerships, LDC can deliver meaningful and lasting impact in the livestock industry per its mandate. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
That's the news segment. We'll now have the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2435 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2360. All closed. Looking at commodity prices, New York closed, all closed higher except palm oil closed lower and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. That's the news segment. We'll be back after the break with more news. Bye for now.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Tonton, hino tonton. Uririvon boko.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Tonton.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing. Bum bum.
Sets it up for Pahulu.
Thanks for staying with us. As the demand for better and affordable housing increases in the country, Pacific Prefab Homes has entered the market to help address this with the first 3 designs of their prefabricated homes out for display at 6 Mile in Port Moresby. Going a step further, Prefab Homes has signed a memorandum of understanding with TISA Bank and has a financing arrangement with TISA for first-time home buyers.
Under this financing arrangement, the first 100 home buyers can do a 10% deposit with TISA Bank at an interest rate of 5.5% per annum over a 40-year period. This financing arrangement is available to persons with registered land.
Pacific Prefab House has an MOU with TISA Bank for first-time homeowners. So as you can tell, it's a good investment for a normal, typical, regular PNG employee, that instead of renting out a house, you have that option to invest, and TISA's there to help.
For the start, Pacific Prefabricated Homes is offering 3 different designs: the 93 square meter 3-bedroom home, the 135 square meter 3-bedroom home with a study, and the premium 199 square meter 4-bedroom home. All houses come with an ensuite and a laundry room downstairs with a toilet, designed to cater for visitors or large gatherings to suit the need of PNG families.
Our prefab homes is made in the weather, the culture, and the type of how we envision the type of PNG family will live on. And it would include the big family, having everybody come over. So that's why our homes has large verandas, very open living room space, and a downstairs area where a family can gather and enjoy together.
Mrs. Woolcott says the houses were carefully tailored to suit the tropical PNG climate with a 4-layer insulation to withstand heat and is termite-proof, among others.
So we have certification for the earthquake proofing, termite proofing, and also waterproofing and the fire intensity. We can withhold intensity 9 for earthquake, level of 1.5 for fire, 1.5 hours it can stand for fire, and resistance of 12 knots for the wind.
Once a home is purchased, it will take 30 days to be constructed in the factory overseas, 30 days for shipping, and 3 weeks to install. Installation fees are separate, but PPH can provide a site manager at a certain cost to manage the installation process. PPH looks to expand its designs to include 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and classrooms in the near future. Ruth Rungola, TV1 News.
In regional news, 3 Indigenous Maori MPs have received record suspensions from New Zealand's Parliament after performing a haka on the chamber floor last year. Maori Party co-leaders Rawiri Waititi and Debbie Peka were banned from Parliament for 21 days, the longest ever suspension, while New Zealand's youngest MP Hannah Rawiti Maipi Clark was suspended for 7 days. The 3 performed the haka last November ahead of a vote on a bill that would have reinterpreted the 185-year-old Treaty of Waitangi between the British and Indigenous Maori that still guides the country's policy and legislation. They responded to the bans yesterday by saying Maori would not be silenced, while the Labour opposition called the suspensions inconsistent with the fundamental nature of New Zealand's democracy. Of several rounds of job cuts has been announced by the Australian National University as it seeks to save $250 million by the end of the year. Vice-Chancellor Genevieve Bell says job losses are necessary to ensure the future viability of the institution. Change proposals for several departments and divisions will be released in the coming weeks.
Difficult day in an already difficult year for the Australian National University.
This is a hard time for our community, and it's been a hard journey we're on. The reality is we have been spending more than we're earning.
After years of operating deficits, the institution has been seeking to make $250 million in savings by the end of the year, including $100 million to come from salaries.
We've actually successfully managed to take $51 million off the target of $100 million in salary savings, which has taken a lot of work from everyone across the community.
But there's still more work to do. The first of several change proposals has been released by the university. 37 jobs from the IT services and planning and service performance divisions have been earmarked to go.
This is really the tip of the iceberg. So we've got job cuts that have been announced today, but we're expecting more change proposals with job cuts over the coming 4 months. So while it's dozens of jobs today, it will be hundreds over the coming months.
In coming weeks, proposed job cuts and restructures will be released for other divisions, colleges and departments. The university says they'll consult every step of the way, promising no changes will be implemented until feedback is considered.
I'm really hopeful by the end of the year we're in a much better place than we are now. And I know that's going to be a difficult journey to get us there, but I also know it's the right thing to do for this remarkable place.
This is not about delivering services more efficiently. This is about delivering services on the cheap, and there'll be definite impacts for the quality of services at ANU.
An institution facing tough times ahead.
Health officials in Queensland are responding to the state's first outbreak of malaria in 2 years. 2 cases have been detected, but they're confident the disease is under control.
Health officials have confirmed there have been 2 locally acquired cases of malaria on Saibai Island in the Torres Strait in the past month. Now, it's the first time in about 2 years the mosquito-borne disease has been acquired locally in Queensland. There's been an immediate response to this, with public health teams and the local Torres Strait Island Regional Council conducting mosquito spraying on the island. Now, Saibai is one of Australia's northernmost communities. It's an island village just 4 kilometres from the Papua New Guinea mainland, where malaria is endemic. Travel between coastal villages in PNG and Saibai is very common. There's cross-border trade and local markets that people access by boat. Officials say it's most likely a mosquito infected with malaria made its way onto Saibai by boat, but they can't rule out that an infected person travelled across and that malaria got into the local mosquito population that way. They are confident, though, that with control efforts and cooler weather, this outbreak is under control. The Public Health Unit says both patients who contracted malaria have undergone treatment and are now completely well. They have urged, though, that anyone on the island who develops symptoms such as high fever, nausea and muscle pain seek medical treatment urgently.
Japanese company iSpace says it has not been able to contact its uncrewed moon lander Resilience since its lunar touchdown attempt. It is 2 years since iSpace's failed inaugural mission. Resilience was part of iSpace's bid to become the first company outside the United States to achieve a moon landing. Resilience targeted Mare Fergus, a Baltic plane about 900 kilometers from the moon's north pole. The company's live-streamed flight data showed Resilience altitude suddenly falling to 0 shortly before the planned touchdown of 4:17 a.m. on Friday, Japanese time, following an hour-long descent from lunar orbit. Japan last year became the world's 5th country to achieve a soft lunar landing after the former Soviet Union, the US, China and India, where the National Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency achieved the touchdown of its slim lander, yet also in a toppled position. World-famous conservationist Terry Irwin has branded proposed legislation to allow crocodile cullets and safari-style hunting trips as dangerous and a recipe for disaster. The legislation put forward by Qatar's Australian Party proposes the creation of a Queensland Crocodile Authority, which would be charged with implementing zero-tolerance zones in populated areas where all crocodiles would be culled or relocated to farms or sanctuaries.
Their size, speed and stealth make crocodiles highly effective apex predators. Opinion on how to deal with them is divided.
These are man-eating killers.
Attacks on people are very rare.
Qatar's Australian Party says too often human lives are at risk.
The crocodile population has absolutely exploded and back-to-back governments have failed to do anything about it.
It's estimated 20 to 30,000 crocodiles live in Queensland waterways. Terry Irwin says the population increase has been modest, but the Qattars have proposed a bill to set up a Queensland Crocodile Authority based in Cairns. It would implement zero-tolerance zones in populated areas where crocs would be culled or relocated to a farm or sanctuary.
And that means the beaches, our boat ramps, our freshwater swimming holes, zero tolerance, they'll be gone.
But Terry Irwin argues this will increase the likelihood of attacks as it gives people a false sense of security. Research has consistently shown that when a crocodile dies or is removed, then another immediately comes in to take over that territory. But the KAP goes further, wanting Indigenous people to have the option to offer safari-style hunting trips.
You're watching TVWAN News. Next in sports, Hunters aim for home win and more fiery encounters in round 9.
Want your brand to be in front of PNG's biggest audience? Trend Media can make that possible with Digicel TV, the home of Rugby League. With prime-time exposure, 100% coverage to all parts of PNG, your brand doesn't just get seen, it gets remembered. Be part of the #1 TV and mobile network as your business makes the biggest impact. It doesn't stop there. PNG's #1 news site, TVWAN News, keeps you on track with daily sports updates. Book your sport now. Call 7222-0210 or email trendmediapng@digitalpacific.com. Trend Media, your 360 advertising and digital partner.
Living in a village? No problem. No power? No problem. No TV? No problem at all. Now you can watch your favorite sports and entertainment shows right from your phone or tablet. That's right, it's mobile and convenient. So what are you waiting for? Download your Digicel TV app today. Watch TV any place, anywhere, anytime. Digicel TV app, PNG's #1 mobile TV app. Dial *675# or visit my Digicel app to buy your TV plan today.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like the woman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Weeks has got to move, and speed, and shows us! Kyo Weeks for Strange Arena! His mid-calf, Alex Johnson is away, down the eastern sideline. Chance, big chance, Staines is in, what is going on? Now plays to Rugby, now taking the clear, rolls it towards the pinpoint, brilliant work by the youngster, convenience, I deserve to try.
Welcome back. Following their narrow victory over the Northern Pride in round 10 of the Host Plus Cup, PNG Hunters coach Paul Aiton remains confident in his team's capabilities to get to the next level and maintain their standards and professionalism in such a tough competition. Against the formidable Redcliffe Dolphins side, Aiton noted that there's no panic stations within the camp. Instead, they are aware of the high expectations to win games at home when they play to their standards.
The PNG Hunters are aiming for a back-to-back win this Sunday. Coach Paul Aiton said they always respect every opponent, whether they're playing home or away. The Hunters will show the Dolphins that same amount of respect come Sunday. He's confident that the boys will lift on Sunday with a bit more discipline and consistency in their sets.
Yeah, I think we're giving them the respect that they deserve, and we're preparing really well, preparing the same as we did when we played North. So a quality side with quality players, so great coach. We've got our ex-team manager, Tommy Butterfield, has joined them as well. So it's a big one. I'm sure he's told our secrets. So, no, we're looking forward for that battle, no, we're taking it very seriously, and definitely giving him the respect that he deserves.
In terms of positioning, both teams set back-to-back on the points table, with Hunters 2 points above Dolphins in 6th and 7th place respectively. It makes this match a crucial showdown for both teams. Aiton has remained resolute in his approach, maintaining the same squad for the coming clash against the Redcliffe Dolphins on Sunday.
It'll be the same squad. We've just got Jordan Pat coming off adding some impact off the bench, and I thought rotating the middles around a bit. I think Manase has been really good for us and strong, so we'll let him start the game off for us. And I think at this time of the season, you want to, we have high hopes, and we hope to be in the finals at the end of the year. So it's really important for the boys that have played or haven't played to make sure they get their names in there and be an option for the end of the year.
Consistency has been key for the Hunters, making sure players continue to perform at the highest level. Manisa Kai is promoted into the starting 13, while veteran Jordan Pat will provide impact off the bench. Ayton expressed his faith in Manisa's performance, who's been strong off the bench. This move illustrates Ayton's commitment to rotating players strategically while aiming to optimize the team's performance. Prop Manuel Anis, who debuted last week, has been included in the 17-man squad once again. Hunters coach is again encouraging family and friends to come in numbers and give the boys the moral support, which also plays a big part in the Hunters campaign at home.
Very grateful for all our fans to make effort to come, and it really helps the boys. I mean, when it's 10 all, and it's every set's so important and every play's important, and the next play could break the game. And hear the fans get right behind us, it really, really helps the boys bring the game home.
The PNG Hunters look forward to a competitive showdown against the Dolphins 3 p.m. Sunday, live and exclusive on TV1 Sports 2. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Rugby League excitement heats up this weekend in the much-anticipated Round 9 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup, showcasing some intensive rivalries across the Santos National Football Stadium, Jonah Ambane Oval in Minge, and Queen's Park in Rabaul. For this round, all matches have been scheduled for Saturday only.
Kicking off the action in Port Moresby, the quickly improving PRK Galfiso, currently ranked 8, will face the formidable second-placed Leigh Snakes Tigers. After a thrilling second-half turnaround that saw the Tigers triumph over the Wigmen, they cannot underestimate the young and passionate Gulf side. The ISO have displayed remarkable resilience and commitment, representing their people with pride. A close contest is anticipated, with both teams eager to assert their dominance on the field. Following that clash, the Wigmen will take on the Vipers in what promises to be another thrilling matchup. The experience and physicality of the Wigmen could pose problems here for the youthful Vipers. However, if the Vipers replicate the explosive energy they exhibited against Muruks last week, they could very well give the Wigmen a run for their money. The 4 p.m. kickoff features the struggling Gas Resources Central Dubaris in a must-win situation against 5th place Bintagor Gorokalhanis. The Dubaris at 9th place and have faltered in intensity over recent matches, making this home encounter a crucial one if they are to make a push for a top 6 finish. On the other hand, the Lahanis are brimming with confidence after a commanding 26-12 victory over the East Britain Egma Gurias last week. Will the Central boys find their spark, or will the Lahanis continue their ascent? Over at the Jonah Ambani Oval in Minsk, the West Britain Provincial Government Kimbe Cutters will encounter a desperate NPL Angamiok side. Both teams sit at the bottom of the points table, making this match a pivotal one. With the stakes set high, a victory could reignite their season. The Mioks may hold an advantage, but every game is unpredictable in Rugby League. In the main game, traditional arch-rivals PRK Mendi Muruks look to keep their winning form against struggling 2024 premiers Wabnga Montagan Eagles. Lastly, at the Queen's Park in Rabaul, East Britain Gurias, still reeling from their defeat to Lahanis, will be aiming to make amends. With their home fans railing behind them, the Gurias need a strong performance to restore morale and motivation as they push to improve their standing in the competition. For TV viewers, you can catch the Port Moresby triple header live and exclusive on Digicel TV1 Sports 2. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Monipla's Port Moresby AFL Premier Competition heads to week 3 of its season proper this weekend at the Colts Oval. Matches promise to deliver some thrilling football action across Saturday and Sunday, with teams slowly but surely getting into their groove after the 2 opening rounds.
President of POM AFL, Douglas Lai, said building on from a strong preseason run, they are expecting some teams to pick up momentum this weekend. After the first 2 rounds, West Eagles, Gerhu Magpies, TSL Mana Dockers and Gordon's Kukofas remain undefeated and would be keen to build on that current momentum this weekend. Saturday's fixtures will see Gerhu Magpies face off with Concept Koboni. Magpies are hitting good form early this season, but if Koboni polish up on last week's performance, they should give the Pies a good run for the money. The next game promises to be equally entertaining. The younger Uni Tigers side are playing a fast and entertaining style of football at the moment. Their momentum and consistency is pivotal against the seasoned favourites Dockers. Sunday's matchup will kick off with Kokofas and newcomers Skyroos in the earlier game. Kokofas, back in the fold after serving a 1-year suspension, have lost nothing in terms of class. They demonstrated that when they took out the preseason challenge. They should again capitalize on that advantage with a good score against the inexperienced Skyroos. The main event will feature glamour clubs West Eagles and Geraka Bombers on collision course to outplay each other in order to stay undefeated. On current form, Eagles have started off the 2025 Premiership campaign in tantalizing form, recording 2 from 2 as they aim to add brothers to their list of victims on Sunday. However, Bombers' dual premiers of 2024 are slowly picking up momentum, and given their big game experience, Eagles must stay vigilant throughout the contest. Meanwhile, in the women's games, Magpies to beat Dockers and Koboni expected to account for West in the last quarter, while Skyroos girls should be too strong for Bombers. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Knights pulled off their biggest comeback since 2007 after coming from 16-0 down to beat the Sea Eagles 26-22 in Golden Point. Newcastle were diabolical in the first 40 minutes and were booed off at halftime at McDonald Jones Stadium, but they returned a different side in the second half. Fletcher Hunt scored his first NRL try and then set up the winner when he leapt for a bomb and battled it down for Kalen Ponga to pluck it and run 20 metres to score. Newcastle looked terrible in the opening 15 minutes, and the opening try came when Ruben Garrick shredded the defence down the right edge and put Tolu Kola over. Toafofo Sipley and Haumole Olakau Atu both breezed past more terrible defence to score the softest of tries. But tries to Hunt, James Schiller, Fletcher Sharp and Ponga saw them home. Here are the highlights.
From right up on the halfway line, they score long-range tries better than any team in the comp. That's some momentum up behind that carry. Brayley across the good hands. Here's a chance. Kai Pearce-Paul. Give it to Fletcher. Oh, good tackle. He nearly got him to allow, but he broke out of it. 40. The Knights defenders sprint. He changes. He goes to Brooks. Brooks from the 40. It's not a bad kick. It's out to the right. Down the short side. Ponga sends it up in the air. We know Hunt's a great leaper. He taps it back. Oh!
No way!
Fletcher have saved their season in the most spectacular.
That ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, cloudy periods with possible brief showers and inland thunderstorms. Popondetta, cloudy with heavy showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Ley, cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, partly cloudy with chances of few evening showers. Kokopo, Rabaul, cloudy with evening occasional showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, all centers, cloudy periods with heavy showers and possible thunderstorm. Coral Sea, seas moderate with patches rather rough with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots.
Solomon Sea, seas slight to moderate with patches rather rough with southeast to southwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth with west to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas smooth with northwest to westerly winds of 5 to 10 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Island, Kerema, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai, seas 1 to 2 meters. And waters of New Ireland to East New Britain and Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1 meter.
That ends the news tonight. Tomorrow's bulletin will be at 7:30 p.m. due to the live broadcast of the NRL games. Have a safe weekend. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by